morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is the 13th of November here on Wednesday, and I got some nice weather out for you. A little more of that fog, but that'll go away. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, we're going to bring you a segment from AutoNation Toyota Irvine. They have an event coming up tomorrow that you might want to hear about, and a way that you can go down there and learn about all the technology in your cars and that sort of thing. Also, Theater Guild is stopping by. They have a neat holiday event that's coming up that you'll learn about. From Kaiser Permanente, Orange County, we have Dr. Davari, and he's going to talk about, alcohol abuse, alcoholism, in treatment for that. So it's a good topic there. First up, though, we're going to get Joan Milliman in here from Project Thrive, or as we've been calling it now lately, This Day with Joan Milliman, since she's been on a lot she wears lots of hats. Good to have her back. As far as meetings go today, JRF has their annual meeting. This is where they pick the open board positions, and that'll be today at 10 o'clock from the boardroom. We'll bring that to you. Also at 2:30, Mutual 50 has their finance meeting in the Towers. And at 6 o'clock, if you are a United resident, you don't have to be a new resident, but they call it the new resident orientation. They have that orientation going on at 6 o'clock tonight in the boardroom. They do appreciate an RSVP. If you do that, please email becky.jackson@vmsinc.org just to let them know that you will be there. All right, now as far as weather goes today, nice thick, I like the fog, I just do, as you saw yesterday. Hung around for quite a while, but then it dissipated, and we're left with just a beautiful afternoon. Same thing today and tomorrow, and probably Friday as well. We might have some lingering clouds, though, today and for the next couple days in the afternoon, but overall just nice mild fall weather. Then we're going to heat up for about 2-3 days with a little bit of offshore breeze on Saturday and Sunday, and probably Monday as well. But then looking ahead to next week, Monday will probably be about 82, and then it goes back down to about 78 or so. So just some nice, pleasant weather coming our way. Around Orange County today, very similar to what we had yesterday. Not much at all, and it probably won't be much different tomorrow or Friday. So that's pretty much going to be our temperatures for the next few days. And as I said, it will warm up on the weekend, but it's really not going to be that bad at all. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
This is how we burger, brew, and queue. Pick a town. Arrive hungry, real hungry. Start with a massive burger. Charred, juicy. Add bacon, a buttery bun, piled high. Serve it up, wash it down. Creamy, hoppy, fruity, malty. We're not done yet. Queue time, deep fried, sauce soaked, pork ribs, meaty, tender. I'm full. Where to next?
All new Burgers, Brew, and Q. Tuesday at 9. Cooking Channel. Stay fired up.
Holiday season is near, and Diane's Hallmark is your one-stop shop for the special people in your life. We have beautiful, unique gifts and decorations, women's clothing, religious items, cards, of course, and a wide selection of amazing, fun items you must see to believe. Come see why so many of your neighbors come to Diane's Hallmark for their holiday needs. Diane's Hallmark is close by in Laguna Niguel. Stop in to see our broad selection of year-round and seasonal gifts and cards.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
Hiring a realtor you trust is the first step in selling your home. Selecting an escrow company that can safeguard your money and personal information throughout the transaction is the next step. Escrow Options will guarantee the safety of your personal information and funds from the risks of wire fraud and cyber theft. Choose the escrow company that works for you. Escrow Options Group, protecting consumer assets in escrow since 2005.
And with me right now is Joan Milliman, and she is on today to talk about Thrive. And coming up for the next year, they're going to be changing their theme around, right?
Right. Our next project is
Yes.
going to be on kindness.
Yes.
And it's appropriate to mention it today because today is World Kindness Day.
All right.
But, but first of all, maybe we should identify what is kindness.
Okay.
I think one of the best definitions I've heard is from Aristotle, where he wrote, he defined kindness as helpfulness towards someone in need, not in return for anything, nor for the advantage of the helper himself, but for that of the person helped.
Ah, very good.
It's not a weapon, it's not a bribe, it's just
Yes.
something you do for love.
Yes. Yeah, I like that definition.
I'm going to keep that as the main definition.
All right.
Other people have it was one of the knightly virtues, but at that time it was called largesse.
Ah,
Largesse.
okay.
Be kind. And Nietzsche considered kindness and love to be the most curative herbs and agents in human intercourse.
Wow. That's interesting.
So kindness, some people think, oh, it's a wimpy term, but it's not.
Yeah.
In society, even, people, when you're choosing a mate, it suggests that both men and women want a person with kindness.
Yeah, yeah.
And intelligence, and besides looking good and being attractive and social status and all that stuff, but kindness and intelligence are the main factors in most choices,
Very
whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
And in psychology, at Yale University, using games with babies, and they did some studies that concluded that kindness is inherent in human beings.
That's interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
they gathered that from the tests they took. And another couple of psychologists, Barbara Taylor and Adam Phillips, say that to check out the way real kindness changes people in the doing of it, often in unpredictable ways. And we know that being
Interesting.
kind changes you.
Yeah, that's true.
It feels
Yeah.
good to be kind. You don't do it because of that, and if you do it because of that, it comes back at you a different way. But if you do it just to be generous,
Yeah.
there's nothing, against that. And of course, there are long passages in literature about this, and I won't propose to read them all to you. But in the media, there have been some famous films. One in particular that I'll refer to. It's called Pay It Forward.
Oh, yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And it was based on a novel that came out near 1999. Robert St. Clair, a social studies teacher in Atascadero, California, challenges his students to change the world. And one of the
Yeah, I remember
students,
that.
Trevor, takes it to heart. And he starts showing kindness to a stranger, which ripples further than he could ever have imagined. And that's probably one of the films we might be showing in February.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the power of kindness goes a long, long ways. And I wanted to talk to you just briefly about the International World Day of Kindness, which is today, November 13th. Now, during the mid-1990s, a small Small Kindness Movement, it was called. Small Kindness Movement. It held a conference for participants from all over the world to come and share their stories of the kindness movements they had started in their own countries. And the conference was a smashing success, so they held another one in 1997. And it eventually resulted that these conferences resulted in a movement called World Kindness Movement. Wouldn't you know? Did you know about it?
No, I did not know about that.
So in 1998, the first official conference of the newly formed World Kindness Movement was held in Tokyo, Japan. One of the first orders of business during that conference was the establishment of the World Kindness Day on November 13th around the world.
Yeah.
So World Kindness Day is a day that started in 1998 by this World Kindness Movement, and this day is celebrated each year on November 13th in several different countries all over the world, including the United States, Italy, the United Arab Emirates, India, Singapore, Nigeria, Japan, Australia, and Canada. But that's only a few.
Yeah.
And the latest country to join, as of the writing of this entry, is the Ukraine in 2014. So there have been more since
Yes,
then.
yeah. And so there's quite a few involved.
Right. So this year, November 13th is on a Wednesday, but next year, November 13th is on a Friday.
Okay.
So Friday the 13th of November will be World Kindness Day. Well, people do all kinds of things for this to celebrate around the world. Some organize concerts, some flash mobs, others throw charitable events. Some people merely celebrate the day by showing some extra kindness to their loved ones and complete strangers alike. Well, there is one more day that was formed also on national, we have a National Random Acts of Kindness Day here in the States, and that was formed in February. So coming up February 17th, that's going to be, that's another kindness thing. There are all kinds of quotes about kindness. Mark Twain said, kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I still go back to Aristotle's definition of kindness being helpfulness towards someone in need, not in return for anything, not to advantage the helper himself, but for the person that helped. So we're going to be launching kindness in the woods in various ways. Next year especially, you'll see films that are related to kindness. You'll hear words that are related to kindness. You might see or hear about lectures or acts, or we've got things planned for kindness,
very good.
in addition to everyone participating and enjoying it.
All right, very good. So you'll bring out more of this as we get into next year and how people can get involved.
Yeah, this is kind of the announcement, but you'll hear more next year.
All right. Very good. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
And will you be on tomorrow?
No, not this week.
Oh, okay, not this week. All right.
But I am on today a little later.
Yes, you are. Joan, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good to
Ken,
see
I appreciate
you.
it.
We'll be back.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first two buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
Most real estate agents stick to the 3 Ps of marketing. They place it on the MLS, they put up a sign, and pray that it sells. Laguna Premier Realty takes a different approach to marketing your home. From professional and high-quality photos, to to high-definition video, single property websites, and 3D virtual tours. We will make your property stand out and, most importantly, sell. So whether you are looking to list your current home or find your dream home in the Village, Laguna Premier Realty is here to help.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
I have a brilliant smile because of brilliant dentistry. I love her expertise, her knowledge, her wisdom, and most of all, her patience with me.
We take the extra time to understand our patients' special needs and always perform the highest quality dental work at affordable prices in a relaxing and friendly environment. We perform everything from cleaning all the way to implant and sinus surgeries, all under one roof. Stop in or call and experience the brilliant smile difference.
So, Greg, it's a lot to take in.
And I know that's hard to hear, but the doctors caught it early.
Hi, Blake. My dad has cancer.
And I know how hard that is to hear. But you're in the right place.
And Dr. Pascal and her team, they know what to do.
They know what to do.
The doctors know what to do.
So here's the plan. First off, we're going to give you all this information.
And welcome back. With me today is Dr. Bobby Davari with Kaiser Permanente Orange County. It's good to have you here. Welcome, sir.
Good to be here. You bet.
Yeah. Before we get into our subject, which is alcohol abuse and treatment, just a bit about your background.
Yeah, so I've been with Kaiser for about 15 years.
Okay.
And I'm a family doctor by training, but I also train the new physicians coming in.
Oh, you do?
Medical
Okay.
students. Yeah, so that's my major role there.
That's kind of nice.
As a, physician teacher. Yeah, I love it there. It's been great.
I bet that's kind of rewarding, training the new physicians coming in.
Oh, you bet. It's a daily inspiration just seeing the new doctors coming through and having the opportunity to help them learn medicine. It's fantastic.
I would think that is very rewarding.
Right. You bet.
Well, again, we're here to talk about alcohol abuse and treatment. So, really, let's first just talk about it in general. Mm-hmm. Do you find it different today or more prevalent today than 20 years ago, 30 years ago? Because people seem to be, society is more, it seems to me, more in tune with things like that than all those years ago. That guy's drunk and person, and you just kind of swept it under the rug. It's a different way of looking at it now, right?
Yeah, so certainly how we look at it has changed, but also we're seeing just a massive rise in alcohol abuse and usage. About 1 in 10 Americans suffers from an alcohol use disorder.
Okay.
And 1 in 10 Americans will actually die from alcohol-related injury or disease. But what we're seeing is really over the last several decades that the rise has been especially high in the elderly and people over 65.
Wow.
There's been about a 22% rise in usage over time.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think certainly the marketing arm of the alcohol industry is pretty strong, but also I think as you go into retirement, there's a little bit more free time, and people will fill that with alcohol sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think low usage is okay, but I think it can get out of hand fairly quickly if you don't watch it.
Right, and we have a couple charts here that show that one's a chart and one just kind of goes over defining things. But so you think it's simply because we're into that generation. There's more people over 65 than there ever have been.
Right, and also, as you go into retirement, right? So nowadays, your kids will move away, sometimes out of state.
Yeah.
And so there's less things to sort of keep you in line. But what you see here on the left is that the rates of alcohol abuse and dependence are going higher, so almost double what they were in 1992. This was actually a recent study that was published that showed these rates going up. And so people wonder, well, you know, am I an alcoholic or am I not an alcoholic? And that's really what you mentioned before. That's really what's changed. We don't really define things in those terms anymore because that's really not how it works. How it works is a slow progression usually from having someone that maybe drinks too much on occasion, and then that slowly progresses to drinking daily, and then that progresses to drinking heavily daily, and then that progresses to full-blown severe alcohol use disorder. So yeah.
Is it something though that is within you? In other words, hereditary?
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm talking about, there are those who can drink alcohol fairly regularly,
right,
but never get to the point of abusing it, and yet another person can start that up and just, you know, it takes off on them.
Yeah, about 50% of alcohol use disorders are attributed to genetics. But I think what we're seeing is that the just regular usage over time can progress into an alcohol use disorder. And so we have definitions now that help us as physicians decide if someone is ready for treatment or not. But the newest, actually just recently, a few months ago, articles came out showing that there really is no safe level of alcohol. There's no level of alcohol usage that's quote unquote good for you. It's better not to drink, obviously, but if you're gonna do it in moderation. But really what people want to know generally is, do I have a problem with alcohol? Do I have an alcohol use disorder? And on the right, you'll see that sort of helps people decide. And really, these are things that we ask patients to help us decide if they have a use disorder or not. And we call it, notice we've changed the terminology. We call it a use disorder rather than alcoholic. Because there's a lot of stigma associated with the term alcoholic. You think of like a hobo or something, you know, someone who's down on their luck, you know, on the streets. But this is more, I think, more in line with what really happens in real life, right? In real life, you know, people, you know, sometimes drink too much and then they tone it back, and then they'll have another episode 6 months down the road where they drink too much. And
we're not talking about like college students. That's like no. That's like okay. I'm not saying it's good, but it's a whole different thing there.
And we're seeing the highest rates of liver failure and increases in liver cirrhosis happening in young people now, because alcohol usage in young people has gone through the roof as well. And that partially is due to the binge drinking sort of culture at colleges. So, you know, people watching probably have grandkids that are in college, and they probably hear stories. But it really has become normalized, where it's sort of expected that you go to college, and, you know, instead of having 3 or 4 drinks, now they're having like 10 or 15 in the evening. So, but this list here helps people, if you can look at it and, you know, take a screenshot of their TV and just answer these questions honestly. And if you meet, you know, more than 2, you know, 1 or 2 of these criteria, you're you're somewhere on the spectrum from mild, moderate to severe.
Let me ask you about one of these though. Number 5, having cravings for alcohol. Is that different than saying, okay, it's 1 in the afternoon, I really can go for a beer, or I want to go for a bourbon or something like that. I mean, would that be different simply because you're craving something? You know, there's certainly, for me, it's like, you know, I like a good bourbon. Do I drink it every night? No. But it's like, I enjoy the taste of it. I do not drink it for the effect of it at all. And I'll have one.
And I think that the larger point here is that's why there's 11 criteria. Obviously, you don't have to meet all of them to have a problem. But if you have 1 out of the 11, then it's fine. You probably don't have an issue at all. But if you start to have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is considered a severe use. So 6 or more of these criteria means that you probably have a severe alcohol use disorder. And so,
well, all the others, I know it's probably hard to read on the screen, but just about everything there has a cause and effect.
And so I think to my mind, when you have someone, some people they can't really admit to any of these things, but they have the cravings. So go back to your point. So they crave the alcohol, and you go, okay, well, I crave it, and I have it every day. And you go, okay, well, are you having any problems? Like, are you having relationship problems with it? And they go, well, not really. And then I look over at their wife, and the wife's like, what are you talking about?
Right, yeah.
I can't stand it when you drink.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, okay, well, your wife seems to think there's a relationship problem here. And they go, well, I just like my drink every night. And then the wife goes, well, it's not 1, it's 7.
Right.
And so that's why, it's not, that's why we don't have one criteria, it's multiple. But we do have a screening question for people is if you've ever in the last year drank more than 5 drinks in a sitting, or for women 4 drinks in a sitting, one time, if you've just had 5 in one sitting, then you need to have these questions answered. You need to say, okay, well, if you're a 1 bourbon a day or 1 bourbon every once in a while kind of guy, you probably don't have a problem.
Yeah.
And the issue isn't to start labeling people as being an alcoholic or not. It's to find out where on the spectrum are you?
Right.
And maybe keep track of it. Maybe this year you don't have an issue. Maybe you haven't had any problems, and that's fine. But maybe next year you answer these questions again, things may have changed.
Yeah.
So I think that's really the larger point. We're finding that it's better to try to see where people are on the spectrum so that we're not labeling them, but we're giving them a gauge of where they're at.
Hey, let me ask you an interesting question. You talk about you're seeing this more in the elderly. And of course, we're talking about the baby boomer generation for the most part right now. Is this maybe because they were part of a generation, and this isn't putting anyone down or anything down, because my parents were like that.
Right.
You come home and every night there was cocktail hour.
Right.
And I can recall, with my parents and things like that, usually they come home, they have a cocktail, then wine with dinner, but that was just a normal procedure.
Right.
You'd go out maybe on Friday or Saturday night, and 3 or 4 drinks, that was normal. It wasn't even, it was like, what, you're only having 1 drink? What's the matter with you?
Well, 40, 50 years ago, your doctor would come into the office with a cigarette.
Well, that's true.
Right?
Yeah,
and I remember my doctor, being smoking away, and that so times have changed. We know more about the ill effects.
Right.
So certainly, culturally, it was really acceptable.
Let's talk about the treatment here, and is
so
this something? We've always had, of course, the Alcoholics Anonymous and those type of things, which I know can be very, very helpful. But this is, I guess, a way to cut that dependence. How does it inhibit certain cravings or something?
Right. So there's a couple of new medicines that have been around actually since the early 90s.
Okay.
But they're not really popular, mostly because they're now generic. So
really?
There's really no money in it for the drug companies to advertise. You're never going to see an advertisement for naltrexone on TV or any of these medications that help people reduce their drinking. What's new is that these medications now can be prescribed to folks that have heavy alcohol use or they're somewhere on the spectrum. And it helps them control their cravings, helps them control the number of drinks that they have per day or per sitting. And the new shift is that we're really not asking people to completely abstain. Obviously, that's the goal. If they can totally stop drinking, that's the goal. But for a lot of people, that's not possible. That's just like too much part of their culture. It's too much part of their lifestyle. And so with these medications, naltrexone specifically, what it does do is help you start to reduce the drinking without making you sick. So you can keep drinking. Remember, there's another medication called antabuse. If you drank, you would get sick. But this medication, if you drink, you don't get sick. But what we're finding is people that keep taking this medication, that over time, their usage goes down to almost 0. And they don't get sick. And they don't necessarily have to go to AA, but they should. I mean, I think it's great if you do that.
Do they have to continue to take this? I mean, is it trading, in a sense, one drug for another?
Perhaps. So they can continue it forever. Certainly the side effects of this medication are almost nil. I've had hundreds of patients on this medicine. We do monitor people on it, but really they're minor side effects. as opposed to alcohol, which we're seeing, huge increases in liver cirrhosis and alcohol-related cancers and so on. So really, I think it's a good trade-off. If you're going to make a trade-off, this is a good one to make.
Okay.
What's interesting to me, though, is that if you see people that have high blood pressure or diabetes, almost 100% of those people are on medications for their diabetes. But we only see about 5 or 6% of people that have an alcohol usage are on these medications.
Yes.
Which is why I'm here. So we have all these people that have diabetes and hypertension, and 100% of them are offered medications. But of all the people that have an alcohol use disorder, only 6 or 7% are ever on these medications.
Okay, yeah.
Which to me that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the point isn't that, and these aren't a magic pill. You see that what this graph shows you is that if you decide to abstain from alcohol and you take nothing, if you take a sugar pill, about 12 weeks later, about half of those people, this is 0.5, will be back to drinking. But if they take the naltrexone after 12 weeks, only about 1 out of 10 people will have stopped. Will have resumed drinking. Which is pretty powerful. If you look at those lines, it's a pretty powerful difference. And while it's not a cure for alcohol use disorder, it does help people reduce their drinking, and that's the key. The key is harm reduction.
Okay.
I don't want to go in there and completely change someone's lifestyle, but if I can reduce those heavy drinking days where they really get into trouble, maybe they drive drunk, or they lose their job, or whatever, they get in a fight with their spouse, those are the key moments we're trying to sort of intervene on, and that medication helps people sort of put the filter on a little bit.
But did you say it's over the counter, or am I wrong?
It's not over the counter. It's
just not much
only.
money in it. So.
Well, what's interesting is it's by prescription only, but what we've done at Kaiser Permanente is we've actually made it unrestricted so that any of our doctors can prescribe it. So you can go to your family doctor now, whereas before you'd have to go to a specialist. You'd have to go to an addiction specialist. To get the medicine, which is the problem, right? Because if you come in and let's say you're lower on the list, like you have a mild use disorder, you're not a severe alcoholic, or have a severe alcohol use disorder, you may not want to go to another doctor. And a lot of people don't have time to go to another doctor, or the money. And so what we've done at Kaiser Permanente is said, you know what? If you're ready and you want to try medication, your primary care doctor can prescribe it for you. We're always available to send people. We always have the availability of addiction medicine to see you, but your primary care doctor can now prescribe it.
All right. Very good.
That's the big difference. Yeah.
All right. Dr. Davari, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
You bet.
And you can also go to the website, kp.org/Orange County. We'll be right back.
I run Fox News. Anyone outside is the enemy.
We need to reclaim this country for the real Americans.
Gretchen?
Roger. I'm broadening my audience.
Well, I hired you because you're a beauty queen.
He's a bully.
I will do anything to protect my people. I'm a multifaceted man.
Dr. Yi-Wing Tong and Dr. Elaine Tong specialize in treating chronic pain and other disorders without drugs or surgery. Our therapy uses anesthetic injections to enhance acupuncture, curing disorders by restoring circulation and health. Most of our patients have tried all kinds of therapies without benefit, but obtained relief with their first treatment. Whether you are suffering from chronic pain, mental disorders, or simply wanting to maintain optimal health, we are here to help. Call today for your free phone consultation.
Through my window, I see the first sunlight, and I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is Beach Night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
Are you considering cremation? Pacific Cremation Society offers simple and affordable cremation plans. Why do families choose us? Simple and affordable. discounted membership pricing, chartered memorials at sea, expert service and compassionate care, free advanced planning guide and consultation. Call now for your free planning guide.
Envision, the eye doctor's #1 choice.
We are a community of surgeons and optometrists dedicated to helping you live better by seeing better.
We offer advanced lens options to fit your lifestyle. We also offer the latest in laser technology for cataract surgery. We are Envision, the eye doctor's #1 choice.
With clear vision, all things are possible. To schedule your appointment, contact us at 866-599-2740.
All right, we got a couple ladies that right now are spinning around in their seats and doing all kinds of things from the Theater Guild. We have Lisa Bender here today and Barbara Powell. Good to see both of you.
Hi. To see you.
Hi. Yes,
Good to be here.
Nice. And we're going to talk about a few different things. And one of them, all I saw on here, coming up November 21st, sock puppet skits.
Sock puppet skits. Yes, we have meetings on the third Thursday of each month,
right,
and these things are not meetings. These are now have become events.
Okay.
We want to rebrand what we're doing, and we're going to have sock puppet skits. And I'm so excited about this because my second grade teacher was Mrs. Horowitz. Her daughter was Sherry Lewis.
Oh my gosh. Lamb chop.
And lamb chop.
Wow.
Right. So I am getting to relive a little bit of my childhood by watching
That's
these
amazing.
kind of skits.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
The other day, just over the weekend, I was, looking around the garage, and there was the box of sock puppets, and that's because my wife was a 5th grade teacher, and one of the projects that the kids did were to, make sock puppets and all that. And so,
Oh, how fun.
so it's funny, before I saw that, I just saw it the other day.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's the box.
Well,
we need your wife to come.
So
Yeah.
we're still taking skits. We have about 10 or so at this point, but they're only about 2 minutes. So if you feel challenged, just come that night, which is November 21st at 6:30 for Food by Carla, and then 7 o'clock when the show will start.
Very good.
Members free, and if you're a guest, it's $3. Okay.
And do people need to bring their own sock puppets?
Yes.
Or do you
If
just do the simple, bring a sock, put a rubber band around it,
I'm
and a
giving
couple
you a
little eyes?
special invitation because you have this box of sock puppets, okay?
All right.
If you want to participate, you need to contact Mary Zolli or somebody else from the Theater Guild, but for you, it's a special pass if you show up November 21st. Okay, a couple of other events that I want to talk about is our December event, which is going to be a holiday theme, but it's going to be the theme of peace.
She puts up the.
She's gonna do. You want to?
And they're going to be songs.
They're going to be songs. There's going to be the
readings.
village folks are going to
Yes.
come and talk. We're going to have readings from Maya Angelou by Clara Barton. And we're going to have a song sung by Estelle D'Annunzio.
Okay.
So she's off on a cruise practicing right now, so her voice could be strong for that. And Estelle and Barbara will be doing also a sock puppet routine.
It's
but
a
she does.
secret.
It's a secret.
Okay.
But you have to come see Barbara and
The sock puppets will
sock
return.
puppet will do that. Okay, and then on January 16th, we'll be having our annual Member Appreciation Dinner.
Okay.
It is a catered affair, and it's open to all members. And we're asking people to renew their membership now so that they can be part of the Member Appreciation Dinner in January. Thank you.
Right. And coming up, There's going to be a special presentation. This one we have a flyer on.
Yeah.
Oi, It's Christmas, and an afternoon of story and song.
That's right.
So tell us about this.
Okay. So Perry Goldstein is the husband of Tammy Goldstein, who used to work in the Performing Arts Center box office. And he approached me at Baby Boomer Blues and he said, my band and I have done some shows. We want to do a show, a holiday show, where we do like a karaoke sing-along. So he says, what he says, it's like Ken Burns meets group karaoke.
Okay.
So kind of like a Ken Burns.
You mean like going through the time or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
going through the background of all of these beloved holiday songs.
Okay.
So it's song, those are the stories behind the songs that everybody knows and loves. So it's edutational.
Ah, okay. Very
Right.
good.
And they've got this band, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And we've got, an accordion and a bunch of musicians, a drummer. The little kid there, the little one, he's 10 and he's a drummer as well. And he's
Wow.
going to be singing. So it's really kind of
Very good.
it's kind of fun, light, fuzzy. We're talking about kumbaya and peace, love, dope, and all that. I'm an old hippie myself. And I kind of wanted to bring together, we all celebrate the holidays in a different way, but we all have the same shared values,
Right.
love, family,
Yeah.
and warmth. And so I wanted to get together people of lots of different persuasions to celebrate together with beloved holiday songs, the songs you shop
How many
by.
songs do you have so far? Do you have a list yet, or you're still kind of going
There's
through
a
them?
set list, yeah, they do.
Okay.
I think
But there'll be a story behind each one.
each one, there's about 14
Oh, that'll
songs.
be interesting.
And there's a mystery. There's something that links all those songs. So
Oh, and
all shall be revealed at the end
Okay.
if you don't figure it out along the way.
all right.
Which I think people probably will, but
How's that'll be? Now I'm curious what the theme is.
Yeah, so another event you need to come
All
to.
right.
Yeah.
And that's going to be happening on the 15th.
December
and,
15th, one show
at
only.
the Performing Arts Center.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
At 2 o'clock.
Tickets are $10 and $12. And as you can see, Mr. Grinch is there.
Yes.
He's Paul Kratzer from Theater Guild. And
That's going to be a lot of fun.
it is going to be fun.
Tickets are available now
Tickets
at the
are
box office
available.
over there?
It's rated PG, so we're hoping families will come and
Okay.
and learn a little bit and just celebrate the season.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and figure out what the theme is.
Yeah.
All right.
Bonus
Very
prize.
good. So again, your event, November 21st, which is your monthly event. And where's that at again, Lisa?
That's going to be in Clubhouse 7.
Okay.
Starting at 6:30 with
Okay.
some food by Carla, and then 7 p.m. the show.
Okay.
And that's true for all of our events.
Okay. Very good. Ladies, thank you.
All
Good to
right,
see you
thank
both
Ken.
again.
Always great to see
Yes,
you. Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
All right, so Oi, It's Christmas, remember, is December 15th at the Performing Arts Center.
Tickets on sale.
Tickets on sale. There you go. We'll be back.
Okay.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha-Na-Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Welcome back. Well, today Ephraim is here from our wonderful AutoNation Toyota Irvine, which is just down the street there.
Yep.
Always good to see you, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing
Wonderful to be
good.
here. Always good to be here.
You're getting ready for the holidays and
I love
all
this
that.
time of year, don't you?
Yeah,
My
I really
favorite.
do.
Yeah.
It is a fun time, and you guys got a lot of stuff going on over there,
Yeah.
and specials, the 2019s, and all kinds of things.
2019s are rolling out. The 2020s are here. Black Friday stuff's incentives and stuff have already been rolled out,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. I think the one thing though we were just talking about before we popped on was But just to share, I think most importantly, one of the things we're doing for our community.
You're right.
I think first and foremost.
Yeah.
Come look at a car, come buy a car, that's great, but that's not why I'm here.
Right. You're talking about something that you're partnering with AARP.
Yeah.
A driver safety, and it's called Smart Driver Tech, TEK.
Yeah.
And it's a 90-minute workshop that offers an interactive way to stay up to date with safety technology. And we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
We've got it up on the screen here, that there's a lot of safety tech built into the vehicles now.
A ton.
And it can be confusing to some people. It can be confusing to me. Something might go off. Even on my car, I went after a few weeks after I had my particular vehicle, I didn't realize it had automatic braking when I backed up and it detected something.
I know, isn't that neat?
And I really thought, I'm going, what did I do? Did I kill the engine? What's the, or,
Right.
what did I, or the stop start thing and all that kind of stuff. You got to get used to that. And this thing, tell us about what you're doing here with AARP.
Well, when AARP came to me and said, hey, do you think that you'd like to set something up, complimentary. It's obviously free of charge. There's no charge. We're going to have some fun food and everything, and have a lineup of product experts on hand also, so that we can review all the technology, not just that's available, but that's available on the new cars, but more importantly on the car you're driving, perhaps. And it doesn't even have to be a Toyota, but let's show you some of the technology that you have there that a lot of us aren't using. But to be aware of it allows us to leverage the advantage of it. Like you're saying, backing up and not even knowing that even if you're not paying attention and a car is coming across you, it'll just stop on its own. All of our cars do that. And I think it's important to understand how to use it, not to rely on it too much, but it's always there even when you're not paying attention. And that's the beauty of all the safety features today. So when AARP said, hey, we'd like to do this, I was 100% in. So it'll be fun. It's at 10:30 on next Thursday, the 14th. And I included my phone number there. Just, hey, give me a call. Let me know you're going to come. It'd be fun to have as best a RSVP accurate head count as possible, but it's not necessary. Just come in. And like I said, it's also that time where you come in because you might have just gotten that phone that you haven't paired to the vehicle properly.
Right, and they'll help you out with that.
A lot of questions. Yeah. Again, it doesn't have to be a Toyota, and because there's basic stuff that we look up through our product experts to just help you in whatever you have and whatever car you're driving. So it's kind of cool.
And let's face it, you sell more than Toyotas because you sell used cars.
Pre-owned. That's right.
One of the things that I think is important with this is many of these settings are their default settings, but you can go in and then reset them how you want. Maybe you get the blind spot warning. Maybe like on mine, you can set the sound of the little ding that goes off, beep beep, that kind of a thing. Maybe you want it higher or whatever it might be.
Right.
But these are important things. You know what else? Although it's not a safety thing, as far as the tech part goes, stopping the car automatically, it is safety in adjusting your seat right.
That's
knowing how many of the vehicles have a memory setting and things like that.
So it's neat. You couldn't be more right, because all those little things matter in not just the enjoyment of the car, but just using what you already have. And a lot of the customizations that you just spoke about is so true. Most of us, like when a lane departure warning device that just ding, ding, ding is happening all the time, and maybe you just want that shut off instead.
Yeah.
Or if you're driving a Prius and it is making that noise when it's put in reverse, and you just don't want that noise. You don't want the chimes coming in on the from the dashboard. We can make those customization adjustments, and that's what that's for.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot there. Huh?
Let's face it. What was years ago? Probably when you and I started driving, there were two things you had to worry about, and that was set your radio stations. That was the number one thing.
For sure. First
right?
thing.
And then maybe how bright you want the dome light or whatever it might be. There's one little switch, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was the tech. Yeah.
But isn't that annoying when you get in at nighttime on a car and you realize the lights aren't coming on because I must have changed something?
Yeah.
Just, you know, those things it happened to me last night. So, I mean, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
And so this is why I think something like this from time to time is totally needed.
Yeah, I think it is.
This driver tech safety that they review, as well as just the technology that's available. And for us, it's just a matter of being able to connect. And a place to go, people to see that will just be there to help you whatever you might need.
And it's nice you're partnering again with AARP and mention the Hartford as well. So that is really good. Hey, just in general, this time of the year, and people are, although we don't have to winterize our cars so much here, but it's sort of a reminder the time change and all this kind of stuff, to come in and maybe get just a general safety check. Maybe you need your oil change, but the number one thing we've talked about in the past before is your tires.
Yeah, that's right.
And let's face it, we don't often know when our tires are wearing. Tires wear, depending what you have, at very, very different rates.
Absolutely.
And you may not even realize that.
And a lot of that has to do with proper inflation and things like that. Rotating them often is important. But yeah, it could just be as simple as, let's just check the tire pressure.
Right.
Because if it's too low, you're going to wear those tires out super fast. Right?
Yes, yeah.
And the car's going to drive a little oddly, and you might not know that until you go, wow, that one front left tire is 5 or 7 pounds different than the rest. That just sometimes happens. Let's check it. Let's bring them back all up. Let's look at it again the following week. Make sure we don't have a slow leak or something. Because that's just a safety concern, right?
Yeah, it's very easy to look at.
You got to just come in and do that.
Easy to check and all that. Now, let's get back to some of the specials because the 2019s are rolling out, right? And now's the time of the year if people are looking for something new and want to move up to something a little bit different. Maybe they need a smaller vehicle.
That's right. And even some of the 20s have pretty good customer-facing rebates and incentives. And again, what's neat, Ken, is this just a few days ago, they rolled out the Black Friday stuff already to me.
Right.
So
that is incredible.
It is. Now, and I'm glad Toyota's doing it. They don't traditionally roll it out to dealers this early. They're asking me not to overly go out there and talk about Black Friday yet. But at this point, we're going to produce and sell more vehicles in the last week of this month. We'll sell about 70% of the entire month's sales then, so don't wait till then. Because it'll just be a longer wait. It'll be, our inventory is enormous. I've absolutely just geared it up. We have twice the inventory we had just 60 days ago, and only because the holiday season is just going to be huge. It always is.
Yeah.
And Toyota rolled out some very unprecedentedly aggressive Black Friday stuff. And I just thought, wow, okay, so it's good. We're excited about that too.
Well, they're getting, I've heard just in general, companies are getting on board with this a little quicker because there's one less day or one less week of shopping because Thanksgiving is the 28th. It's late this year.
It landed on an odd
so we got to get those out. And,
I know.
And if people want to just come down and peruse things, maybe get kind of like a little car show. We go, I don't know what I want yet. I know I want something coming up, but I'm not sure what's going to fit me right.
Yeah, come and take a look at it because there's so much. The product cadence today with near every model, a vehicle we have now has a hybrid option in it.
Right.
We're really, Toyota's lineup is tremendous. Without question, when most manufacturers are pulling away from passenger cars completely, Toyota's adding that. Yeah. And then doing it with a hybrid option. So incredible. So in a marketplace that sees a decline of passenger cars and overall sales altogether, Toyota's sharply increased. And I think it's really because, Toyota is just a great company and their incentives are amazing. And we're the only ones that have things like complimentary maintenance that go with every sale and a trouble-free car, a car that, does not have all of the issues that a lot of the manufacturers are suffering through right now.
Yeah.
And so we're blessed.
Well, the maintenance is a great thing. And that's a Toyota thing, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But
that can save you a lot of money.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. Yeah. And it's convenient. It's already paid for. It's already built into the sale. And I think that's a huge advantage.
It is.
That's why I've been with Toyota now and Lexus for 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Where else do you go when you're just simply with the best?
That's true.
Yeah.
Long before they even had hybrids, right?
That's right.
All right. Once again, let's remind you that coming up on November 14th, Thursday at 10:30, right over there at AutoNation Toyota Irvine, they're pairing with AARP for this Smart Driver Tech, and you can learn about all these different things to keep you safe in your car, how to adjust it, and front collision warnings, and all kinds of things. It is free. Ephraim would love if you could RSVP, because they're going to have little treats there for you.
Yep.
If you can't, that's fine. But the number is 949-585-6867 or barceloe@autonation.com.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Super good to see you.
You take care.
Thank
and we'll
you.
be right back.
Yeah.
#1 choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
And our movie coming up on Friday is from 1948, believe it or not. And it's called The Red Shoe. So that is what, 70 years old, 71 years old. And this is a classic tale of a young ballet dancer who is torn between the man she loves and her pursuit to become a prima ballerina in this classic tale. And this is a portion of it here that we're showing on the trailer. And I think this was, a movie that was probably based on a play from years before, just because of the look of this. I don't think the movie itself does not take place in 1948. It's supposed to be several years before. But a movie that stars Anton Walbrook, Maria Scoring, and Maura Scheer. And that will be on Friday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. All right, so our weather, we got some nice fall weather out there. As I said earlier, the fog is kind of back as it has been the last couple of days. That's going to stick with us probably all the way till Thursday or Friday or so. Things will warm up then for a couple days. And on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we'll get some of those offshore breezes. It doesn't appear they're going to cause any problems, just more mild breezes. That'll be Saturday and Sunday, maybe Monday, but then the temperatures going in to next week drop back down to the upper 70s. So some nice, pleasant weather coming away. And as we've been seeing, we get the sun coming out in the afternoon, maybe a few little clouds out there, but overall, just some nice, mild weather. Around the county and beyond, kind of the same story we've had. We're seeing mild from low to mid 70s or so. 87 out there in Palm Springs. All right, we will see you tomorrow. You take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.